Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Bits and Bytes Podcast. I'm your host, David Lozada. I'm joined once again by Lindsay Schubert. Say
Hello.
Hi. And, of course, Tim Ronan.
I'm here too.
The man of many words has joined us once again. Lindsay actually came to my neighborhood to New York City this past week. Lindsay, do you want to chime in how your experience in New York was?
I loved it. It was pretty much my second year really exploring the city. I would love to actually live there one day. David mentioned that there is Video Games New York there, so I took my friends over there after we came from Koreatown, and there were Japanese imports and all these nice things that I've never seen in real life before, like the Nest Zapper, and I was just so amazed. There was even a piece of artwork of Mario, I think, eating cake or something, signed by Shigeru Miyamoto, and I was just so amazed. I wound up picking up a Japanese imported game featuring the cartoon character Doraemon. It was only $15, so it's pretty nice. Other than that, I had some nice Korean barbecue with friends, which was very expensive. And then we went to some other Asian stores. And we also went to the world-renowned Times Square. So
Of course,
it was
how could you not?
Experience.
Yeah. How could you not, right? It's in the center of everything. So
You just gotta go to Times Square if you're gonna be in New York City.
Right, and then do one of those like sweeping panorama on your iPhone, right? One of those right photos.
I have Android, so I don't even know how to do the panorama.
Gotcha. But you didn't tell me about like the K-Town before. Oh, K-Town's so good. Oh,
It is good, yeah.
I love the food in K-Town. So good. I go there with my girlfriend all the time. It's just
Spend so much money in K-Town. Oh my god!
I spend over $100.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, I spend over $100 easily every time I'm there. But like it's incredible. I mean, I do everything there. I take clients to work for meetings down there, for lunch out there. I go like socially. I do everything. You know, it's amazing. And the food stays with you in your head. You know, like it follows you everywhere. And then you're always thinking, when am I going back to K-Town? When am I going back to K-Town?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I already have a craving for it again. I really want to go.
Yeah. No, you have to. It's amazing. But no, I'm really glad that you liked it here in New York. Not for everyone, this city. Kind of crazy, and there's always a lot going on. But I'm very glad that you didn't get lost in that, and that you kind of just enjoyed your time. Did you get a chance to go to Nintendo NY, or did you stay away from that area?
Not this time. We were so tired when we got uptown, and we weren't taking any more trains or anything, so
I understand.
It was too much. I went with my friends last year, but this year, if I went to New York with them another day, I would have, but yeah.
Right. That's understandable. Man, I've taken the trains back and forth. I mean, I do it every day. It takes a lot out of you. I don't know why, but
yeah,
it takes its toll, so completely understandable. Anyway, very glad you had fun on your trip. Getting into the podcast, we're going to talk about our favorite news stories that came out this past week. Tim, let's start with you. What was your favorite bit of news that came out this past week?
Well, Discord is actually, it was announced maybe a few weeks ago, and now it's officially in beta, I think, as of yesterday. But Discord is launching its own storefront, similar to Steam. And I guess it's going to be, unlike Steam, where it just has, like, all the games, just like hundreds and hundreds of all these types of games. Discord is going to have more of a curated selection of, I guess, more like higher quality games, and I'm guessing they'll probably range. I mean, it could be anywhere from an indie to a AAA. And apparently, I'm reading that it's also having some kind of subscription service similar to the Xbox Game Pass.
Oh,
which I didn't know until.
I didn't read that. Yeah.
I didn't read that either.
Yeah,
Wow.
according to this one article I found, but it's interesting because I mean, Discord is used by a lot of people, and there's already a user base there, and it'd be interesting to see how it, I don't know, matches up against Steam, I guess.
How it'll pan out. I mean, it is an interesting move. I'm not sure if it'll actually be successful, just because I think Steam at this point is so ubiquitous. Like, I mean, everyone uses Steam, right? So, like, I don't know. I don't know how it'll pan out, but it's interesting to see if it'll operate more like, I don't know, like Humble Bundle type of thing, where it's like you buy a couple games here and there, and you're kind of done with them. It's an interesting concept. Lindsay, what do you think about it?
Like the thing that I find funny is that so many of the big companies now are merging into other kinds of businesses. So while Discord is going into the game store selling, you also have. I also saw something about Google going into its own streaming service, not just YouTube, but actually Google. So, and then,
Yeah, I think as far as Google's concerned, they kind of realize that YouTube streams are not the best in the world, right?
Yeah.
Then they
just got rid of their YouTube gaming platform. So
right.
I guess now Google's like, yeah, we're just gonna launch our own thing separate from YouTube.
I mean, YouTube gaming was, I saw that as a direct response to Twitch, and the popularity of Twitch, and then that didn't exactly pan out. Obviously, it's gone now. So what are they going to do now? Not to change it, not to, derail the topic from Discord. But yeah, I feel like a lot of these digital avenues, like, they're looking into, they're kind of putting their hands into different revenue streams. I don't know anything about Discord and how it generates revenue at all. I do realize that they have extremely ridiculously large presence at gaming conventions. I don't know if you guys have been to a gaming convention recently, but like PAX, they had like ridiculous booth. I mean, like, gigantic. Yeah, so I mean that niche, that gaming niche, like where people would use like Skype beforehand, like this gaming niche that they, made for themselves was extremely like smart and it was a good move. But I don't know, if this, I really don't know if this gaming thing will pan out, because like I don't see it overtaking Steam. I don't see what the point is. I just don't. Maybe I don't know a lot about it, but yeah.
It might not even be about it, like, because, obviously, Steam has been around for years, and people are, myself included, I'm very much, that's what I've been using all this time. But I guess for people who might want to, like, not have this like sea of all these games of varying quality, maybe Discord would be a good alternative to being like, oh, here's like a nice sort of smaller selection of, I know these games are going to be good, and I can actually look at them and not worry about them being like poor quality or having just being, like, achievement farmers or asset flips or just
I can see that. I can see that. But what about? But doesn't Steam highlight like bestsellers and like critic favorites in its
They do.
storefront
They
already.
do.
So wouldn't that? I mean, no, no. I'm just totally playing devil's advocate right now. I mean, like I wish nothing but the best for Discord. I think it's great for the gaming community, but I don't know. I very interested to see how this pans out for them. It could very much work, Tim. Like I agree with you. I mean, I didn't. If you told me a couple years ago that this company Discord was gonna carve out a niche for itself just through gaming, just through attracting gaming people, I wouldn't. I don't know. I would have been kind of like hesitant, but look at us now. They're like the go-to video game. What's the correct term to call them? Video game IM service. Chat service. Yeah, chat service.
Platform.
Yeah. So that might very much be true. Like the premier video game curation service. That might happen. That might be the thing.
My thing with Discord venturing into the gaming store market is that I mean, at least for a while, it's not going to solely go off of its sales in that market.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
Of course, it's mainly going off of sponsorships right now. People using their services to talk to one another. People using servers.
Right.
I think it'll be another maybe 2 years until they're really focused on selling games on there.
Right.
I don't think that they're going to be in real competition with something like Steam for a while. So
Right.
I mean, they are profitable in what they are currently doing, but I just don't see them competing with Steam in that kind of market right now.
Right. It for now it's going to be like a tertiary product, and I agree. Like that's totally fine. But I'm talking like I'm an executive at the company. No, but yeah. I mean, I'm just very interested to see how it pans out for them. Wish nothing but the best. I am of the mindset that Steam kind of shovels all this garbage and throws it at people a lot of the time, and it needs better tools to kind of manage that, and Discord might be that tool. Anyway, moving on from Discord, Lindsay, what are some of your favorite news stories in the past week?
Well, I'm very interested in the Red Dead Redemption series. I love Rockstar as a company as it is, so Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out is a huge deal. I probably won't be able to play it for a period of time because my PC isn't upgraded for it, and I would have to use my brother's PS4.
My condolences.
So I'm probably just gonna watch streams about the game. But the biggest news stories, and I think that it's going to make the game it's gonna break some records, break some boundaries here, because this is the first game ever to have 100 gigabytes of storage. I believe it's 200 or so voice actors coming in to work on the game, and then there's said just for the story mode 60 hours of gameplay, so that just seems amazing.
Yeah,
and I could see myself playing that game for up to 1,000 hours or something, because it just has that much content.
Yeah, I mean the gauntlet that's been Red Dead Redemption that's kind of been building up the past month, really, up until release. I think it's the 26th, right, that it releases, or 27. I don't know.
I believe so.
Yeah, the 20 whatever end of the month. I mean, it's just been escalating to the point where it's damn, this game is going to be I mean, I think The Witcher 3 was 100 gigs too. Not don't get mad at me if I'm wrong there, but I think with like the DLC it pushed it over 100 gigs. But in any case, in any case, like this game is impressive, and I can't wait to see what the community does with it. Rockstar has some of the most creative individuals as far as like fan individuals that I've ever seen in the video game space. So like, I can't wait to see like what people do in this open world. What we can do, really. I mean, the stories have said that, right? That there are a lot of options. What are some of the things you could do in the game, for instance?
I actually don't know.
Well, you could obviously, ride around the desert in horseback, right? Like,
yeah.
As in any cowboy game, right? But like, you can also like the NPCs are very. There's a lot of like options you could do with the NPCs.
Yeah.
I saw a story. It might have been on IGN that you can go up to someone, right? I think there was like a little boy, right? And he was standing on the edge of a canyon or lake or something, and the protagonist is named. What's the protagonist's name? Do you remember? I don't remember. Anyway, the guy who you play as in the game, you could walk up to the boy, and there's an option that says like antagonize, right? So you can go up to the boy, and you could press this button, and you're basically kind of like making fun of the boy, and like bullying him, and he goes, please, mister, I don't want no trouble. And like he runs away from you, and you could follow him on your horse and like keep antagonizing him and bullying him to the point where like, I don't know, like the little boy throws himself in the lake or off the canyon or something. It's pretty cool. I mean, it very sadistic, but like it's kind of like funny, where it's like you could do these types of things with NPCs where I've never seen in a video game before. So I'm kind of curious to try that out myself. That sounds so bad. That sounds so terrible. But and then there are other things too.
Since you mentioned it, I just looked up to be sure. So a few of the cool things about the new game is that everyone is a potential interaction.
Right.
What you wear, your reputation, how you smell and such, that affects everything. Like, again, when you're interacting with people. So that's pretty cool. And then there are also, for the first time in the series, weather conditions.
Oh, really? I didn't read about that. That makes sense. So I like dynamic. Yeah, sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you also have a dynamic growing beard.
Yes.
That's cool.
So so can you be like I don't know, like Abraham from the Old Testament or something, like this dude, like I don't know, or like God or something, where like this dude with like, or Dumbledore, that's a better comparison. Can you be like Dumbledore, like this guy with like gigantic beard, like down to your knees type of thing? I'm interested,
Oh my gosh.
Like what would people think of you? Would they think you're like a wizard or something in the Wild West? That maybe, who knows? That's kind of funny.
That would be really funny, though.
That would be funny, right? And people would be like, I don't know, like who goes? I don't know. They'd say like some kind of weird Harry Potter stuff, and like, okay, I'm getting a little too carried away, but like, I don't know. I just interested to see, but like you'll smell too, right, Tim? Like you'll start to get smelly and stuff like that.
Maybe I don't remember. It's possible, but
yeah, I think I read that too.
According to the article that I just read, that you'll smell.
Oh my gosh. Damn, that's cool. Like, I mean, that's gross, but like, it's cool because it's like, I'm wondering if that's going to be annoying, you know? Because that's like partially why I play video games, so that I don't have to do that stuff, you know?
I kind of like the idea of just being a nasty, smelly cowboy.
Right?
Like you need to consistently shower in the game and change your clothes.
Right. Isn't that like annoying? Isn't that like why would I want to do that, you know?
Because immersion.
I get it. I get it. No, I totally get it. Totally 100% get it.
Cool. I think it's cool.
I totally 100. I 110% get that. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I think shaving's annoying. Like, I don't like doing it. Not that I don't shave, but like I do it every day. You know, it's kind of like Tim. I'm sure you do it very frequently too. So it's like, I gotta get up in the morning, gotta shave, gotta do all this shit. You know?
You can,
huh?
In Red Dead, you can just let it grow.
Yeah, that's true.
Be a shaggy cowboy.
But then people are gonna think badly of me, and they're gonna think I'm Dumbledore. So,
well, then you just have to deal with them.
Yeah. I'll get a wand, a Avada or whatever.
You can antagonize them off a cliff, and then
there you go. There you go. Anyway, my news story for this week is actually also Red Dead Redemption 2 related, but not in the most positive sense. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, that's just my.
Could have been a badger.
Huh? Sorry?
Well, you said you're the bearer of bad news, so
yeah,
you could have been a badger.
Oh, gotcha.
Just ignore me. Continue.
Also, I'm probably should have noted this at the beginning of the podcast, but I'm a little sick, so I'm coughing here and there. So I apologize to everyone that's listening in, hearing my infected voice. You know, serenading you tonight or whenever you're listening to this, but I do apologize. Sorry for that. But anyway, so what I was going to talk about was this kind of like controversy that came out this past week regarding Rockstar, the developer behind the game, and how someone on the writing team said that they work, you know, more or less around 100 hours a week, and I guess a lot of fans kind of apply that to everyone at Rockstar, or at least everyone who was working on the game, and they were like, wow, well, like a lot of people at the studio are working like 100-hour weeks, you know, which is ridiculous, because at least here in the United States, it's, you know, 40 hours a week, and that's it, you go home. So they're working more than double that, almost 3 times that, and I think that's something that's been kind of contested in the gaming industry, at least for a long time now, was that the unfair labor practices. I mean, you guys could chime in whenever, but like, I think it's totally ridiculous how some of these companies can kind of get away with murder, and get away with, you know, all like you know, abusing their employees, borderline abusing their employees, especially during crunch times when, you know, there's a game that needs to get released by a certain date, and if they don't meet expectations, then, like, you know, heads will roll. I don't know, like it's a lose-lose, and I'm not a fan of it. I think in the coming years there's going to have to be some legislation about it, because this controversy is just going to spiral out of control, in my opinion, and we're going to hear more of it.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, especially in the wake of Telltale closing down, I think people are being more aware of this type of thing.
Yeah, and
you know, they're a big company, and they went down and all that.
Yeah, they just
got all the news from that.
Yeah, it was you know, they had a big team, Telltale. They had a big hiring spree, and they had a big team when by the time they finally closed, right? And now, and it was kind of like goodbye. You know, it wasn't like 2-week notice, wasn't like anything. It was just kind of, you know, a goodbye, and that sucks, man. That really sucks.
According to the law, most workers shouldn't have to work more than 48 hours a week on average. So
yeah. So they're working, more or less double that, and
yeah, that's fucking insane.
that's insane.
And I think there was I don't remember who said that, the 100-hour thing, but I think he later on clarified that it was not the whole company
Yes.
and like all the devs and whatnot. It was like a very core team of self and like literally 4 other people.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
And then-
It was just the writing team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I probably
it was
should
like-
have. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Oh,
But
bless
there's
you.
like
Bless you.
clarification that, or at least insinuation that they were like on board with that. Like the people who did that, it wasn't like forced on them, I guess. But
Yeah, that they
at least
volunteered
that's
to
what-
do that. Yeah.
that's what he said. But
And the thing is that the way that he worded it, I mean, it was just in regards to the writing team, which is totally fine. But like the way that he worded that was like they just kind of like volunteered to do it because they were very passionate about the project. But like, I don't know about you guys, but like I would never do that. Like I feel like working 100 hours, like volunteering my time, and not being properly compensated for that, I wouldn't do that. Because you have to be compensated for the work that you do, I mean,
Yeah.
even if you get a reduced fee for the extra hours you work above, that 48 mark, you have to be compensated for it somewhere or another, Maybe it's a bonus at the end of the year. Maybe I don't know if that's how Rockstar works. I don't know. I'm not inside the company. I haven't, not yet at least. No, but I don't have any insight into that. But like, I don't know. Like that seems a little much. Even just volunteering. Like I get it, you're passionate about the game, but like, shit, man. Like, get a life. And it sounds harsh, but like seriously, it's just video games. But maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe. They're super passionate. Maybe there's this level of passion that I can't fathom. But who knows? I certainly wouldn't. I don't know about you guys. Would you guys work 100 hours a week for anything?
Oof. I mean, maybe for a game like that. Maybe.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, maybe. Like, I mean, obviously a tricky thing is when you have other obligations like family and whatnot. And,
Right.
maybe some of them don't, and maybe they're just like super into it, and this is their life right now, and that's
Yeah.
okay with them, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. It's a matter of perspective. Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. Yeah, I'm just speaking for myself. Like, I have a girlfriend. I have people I care about and that I interact with when I'm done with actual work, in my daily life. So like, I can't imagine never coming home to her, or like never speaking to the people in my life that I see regularly, like for weeks on end, seemingly, or at least days on end. It just, I can't fathom that. So that's just me personally, but you know what? To each his own, right? Or her own. So
Yeah.
if that's what they love to do, and they volunteer their time to do that, then more power to them. Hey, right?
As long as they're not dying or anything.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not
risking
putting
their faculties and such
they're
to get the project done.
right. You're right. I mean, like, as long as they're healthy and that they're functional, for the most part at least. Like I go for it. I'd never understand that work ethic, but like, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just my take on it. Anyway, moving on to the topic of the show this week, we have kind of like a Halloween mindset. It's October. Halloween is just around the corner. Kind of a spooky time. Huh? Sorry?
I think we're about like a little over halfway there. It's like half-ween.
That's true.
Sounds weird. I'm not going to say that again.
Half-a-ween. There we go. Let's call it half-a-ween. Happy half-a-ween, everyone. In celebration of half-a-ween, as Tim says, yes, we're going to break down the scariest games we've ever played. We have some interesting picks for you guys. Maybe some things that you might not expect. And in that case, I'm specifically referring to Tim. Tim, tell us about your pick for this week's topic.
Well, I generally don't play many horror games, so I was trying to think of something. And at first I was actually thinking maybe Resident Evil 4, which I played like a little bit of like maybe 10 years ago, but I never played too much of it. But then I thought of a different game that I played that I did play all the way through, and that's Undertale, which, yeah, it's probably a bit of an odd choice. And it's not even like, definitely not the most scary game out there, but I went with it because I was reflecting back on the genocide run of that, which it's a funny game because it can be so unassuming, and it's like, oh, this is kind of cute, and then you go around a corner and it's like, oh, that's over here, and then you're like killing all your friends that you love, and it can get it can actually get pretty dark.
You say that
Especially
with a smile. You're like, you can, and then you turn around the corner and your friend is dead. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's a very stark contrast if you go in playing like, well, I guess if you do either way, but especially if you do like the pacifist run first, and you're like, oh, you're all my friends, yeah, I love you all so much, and they're like, well, maybe I'll kill you all now just to see what happens.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I love you, but you know, I just want to see the ending where you all die horribly. That's all that. So you do that, and then it's a little bit messed up.
So, can you kill absolutely everyone in the game? Like everyone?
Just about.
Holy shit.
Basically just about everyone.
Oh my god. So, like, there's like this one figure that's like a mom, right? Or something?
Yeah, Tammy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she did.
You can kill her, really?
She's so dead.
Holy shit.
But there's like one exception where you can't kill someone, but it's only because they're like, well, I was going to say it's because they're a kid, but I'm pretty sure you do kill kids.
Oh my god.
Or like teenagers at least.
Can you kill a dog too?
But it's messed up a little bit.
You can kill the dog and everything? There's a dog in the game, right?
Well, yeah, no, yeah. You kill the dogs too.
Oh my god.
No one is spared.
That's disturbing. That is very disturbing. Holy shit. That's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like that's more like psychologically disturbing. I don't know how to put it, but like, it's kind of like inflicting psychological damage and horror upon yourself. Maybe because like you're a sadistic bastard and just like seeing things die. But that's also like a reflection of yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the game lets you know that too. It's like, yeah, you're not doing good things right now. You should probably stop.
You're fucked up.
Oh my god. I kind of want to play it now. Just kill everybody. Is that bad? Is that bad that I want to kill everybody?
I wouldn't say so.
No? I just, like an experiment, like to see, because I haven't played the game. Full disclosure, I haven't played the game. But like, I mean, at least from beginning to end. So like, now I'm very curious to see what will happen if I just straight up like murder everybody. I'm very interested in this title.
The game's gonna yell at you.
Yeah.
Like when I first played the game, I had no idea what the genre was. I didn't know that like if I killed enemies that people or the other characters would legitimately be mad at me. So I was just killing everybody. And then I was like, why is everybody gone? What happened? Why is Tammy mad at me.
So you just murdered
Why won't
everybody.
she be my friend? What's wrong with this game?
So you just straight up were like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna kill you now." And then like you kill them without thinking about the consequences, and then you were like, "But why are you mad? Are you mad really? I'm gonna kill you too." And then like you just killed them too, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I was like, I want the XP. I need the XP, man. It's an RPG. So...
That's how it is typically, right? You just kind of kill everybody, right? I mean, like, seriously, that's what I do in JRPGs at least. Like, I just... Oh, what are you? XP monster, basically, and then you kill them and you reap the rewards, right? Like, that's what I do. But, that's interesting, like the emotional component there, and man, I really need to play this game. It's pretty bad that I haven't played the game, right?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's almost 3 years old now.
Almost how many years?
Yeah.
Like 3.
3?
Came out, I think, September 2015.
Wow. Okay. So I'm not too late. I'm not too late. I thought it was older. I thought it was like 2012 type of stuff. I
played it a year after it came out because my friend bought it for me, and she was like, "Play this!"
Oh
and
my God.
everybody else was yelling at me to play it, and I was only a year late, so...
Okay. Well, I'm a little behind everything, so maybe it's time for me to pick it up.
Maybe it is time, yeah.
Maybe it is. Anyway, Lindsay, what is your pick for the scariest game you've played?
Okay, so I picked out this game because I was trying to get my friends to play it, but then they were too scared. They played it for like a minute, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm too scared to play it." Handed the controller to me, so I had to play it. So my game is Silent Hill 3 on the PS2, which I barely even played, and it still scares the shit out of me.
So what was like the scariest moment? What are some of the scary moments?
Like, you would be by a carnival, and there would be this creepy, ominous music playing, and of course you're expecting that something's going to pop out. I don't remember if anything ever did. It's been a few years for me since I actually did play it, but it's fucking scary for me.
I think I played a couple Silent Hill games before, and like, I think one of the most captivating aspects of the series is the atmosphere. It makes you it's like a character in and of itself. Like, it's just like this brooding atmosphere that like just is all over the game. It's fingerprints everywhere, and it's just like so scary. Like you turn the lights off, right? It's perfect when you turn the lights off, and when it's like a cloudy day outside or a cold cloudy day outside, like you're just chilling in your room, minding your own business, playing Silent Hill, and it's just scary. Like, it's just like, and so appropriate at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely, I'd say like 2. I mean, the first one's pretty good too, but like 2 was one of my favorites. Yeah, it's a great series. And then,
I could never play horror games by myself. I kept trying. I tried it with Fear. It was my other scary game that I've played. And, I really prefer to watch people play it myself.
right.
So I just watch people play them on streams, or I watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's it's like horror games are kind of that one genre of games that are kind of like made for Twitch and for streaming. You know what I'm saying? Am I right here? What do you guys think?
I completely agree.
You agree? Yeah. I mean, like, it's like, I don't know why. Yeah, go ahead.
In the old days, like 10 years ago, I would just go to YouTube, put in like Resident Evil 1 playthrough, and just watch that. That
Yeah.
would just be my entertainment.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to play it myself. So that would pretty much be the only time where I would just sit down and watch a playthrough. Because every other game, I'll just say, I'll get the game myself and I'll play it. But horror games are no.
Mm-hmm. No, because it's like when you're actually in control and you have the control in your hands, it's scary. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it gets the job done, right? Like, no shit, you're scared during playing a horror game, you know, like, no duh, but like you feel like very in control, and I don't know, it's a experience that like somehow it's more immersive and it's more effective than like watching it, for me at least, because like you're actually in control of where, you know, your character goes, and I don't know, I feel like it's just like it pushes that genre so much further than movies or film or you know, television shows. You know, I just I think that genre was completely, you know, completely fits in with games.
Yeah.
Anyway, in Fear, by the way, what moment struck you out as the scariest?
I remember being in an alleyway, and we're in between like a truck and a brick wall, and there will be several, I don't know what they are, I don't remember. It'll be like infected or whatever.
Yeah.
That have like military grade gear on, and they'll just come out of nowhere, trying to attack you.
Oh my
and
god.
I don't remember if I was able to kill them sufficiently or not, but
Oh my god.
the whole game is just very dark, of course quiet. Like the smallest noises you can hear, and it's just like, oh shit, like everything in the game is just, oh shit.
Right. Is it like a lot of like jump scares, or
Yeah, I guess it's jump scares. I mean, I feel like I get scared over nothing.
Okay.
So
I understand.
I don't know if they would be jump scares for other people, but it'll be like the smallest things, like something will fall, and you know.
Right. And you get
I'll
screamed.
get scared.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. So speaking of small things scaring people, I had the exact experience with Alien Isolation. It's the most recent game that I kind of go back to every October. That game. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I'm sick. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry. It's this game that I always come back to during this season, just because it's so, I don't know, it puts me in that mood, man. Like it's just like one of those games that completely immerses you into, you know, if you guys aren't familiar with the Alien franchise, basically the premise is that it stars someone called Ellen Ripley, who is in space, and basically her crew gets wiped out by an alien, haha. But it's a very like tight corridor. It's shot very tight, and there are all these like cool lighting effects, and there are like some cool like sci-fi effects thrown in here and there. It's just really like just very immersive experience, and the game replicates that to a T. That it's so great. But like, for instance, some games, you know, in order to scare you, they just kind of throw all these enemies at you, right? So in Alien Isolation, that isn't the case. Like, there's just one alien, and he's on the hunt for you, and he gets, I don't know if he or she or it, sorry, but like, if, let's say it, I don't know if it could, you know, smell you or sense you or whatever, but you're just kind of like, you have to navigate through this section of the ship, and you have to kind of like, you know, turn the corner and then hide in the locker, and then turn a corner and hide under the table, while this thing is like snaking through vents above you, and you could hear it kind of in the distance. It's just like, shit, man. Like, you put on your headphones, and I had headphones at the time. It was just such a like piss your pants experience, you know? Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like the ambient noise is very nice because like you could tell you're safe. And then, you know, just like again, like snaking through the hallways, you know, hiding behind doors, and then this thing, and the scariest part is like when this thing just like crawls right above you, and like it yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like it crawls right above you, and like it opens the locker that you were just in because it sensed that you were there, and then it's kind of like just crawling around. You could see the tail like spike around the table that you're hiding under, and it's just like shit. And you think it's all scripted, right? But it's not. It's all like it's all like AI. That's what I thought was so impressive about it. It was all like the AI, and it was all, you know, non-scripted basically. And I think that made every experience unique, you know? That's why I love that game. It's one of my favorite games that have come out during this console generation, to be honest. I'm a fan of horror games, so I'm a little biased, obviously. But, like, I love that game. And I recommend that you check it out, especially during this Halloween, as Tim says. Yeah. Have you guys ever played the game? Hello?
Have we played it?
Yeah. Hi.
I've seen it, but I have not played it.
Gotcha.
I've also seen it, but haven't played it.
Have you seen like playthroughs on YouTube or like Let's Plays or any of that?
I mean, I've just seen it in Game Informer, I think.
Game Informer.
So.
Gotcha. See, like,
I think I've seen.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim.
I think I've just seen like, I don't know, like a top funny moments of a channel or whatever. That's like one of them, and they're spooked out. It's like, oh no.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that game is like made for that. I'm surprised they haven't made like a sequel, or like they didn't go back to that, because like I think it was Creative Assembly who did that, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like everything about it was just special, and they didn't. For some reason, it didn't. At least from a publisher side, it didn't make a lot of success, or they didn't find it worthy enough for a sequel, which is surprising and disappointing. But what can you do? It is what it is. Yeah.
Wait, so what's the name of the game? Is it just
Alien Isolation?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a game where, like, someone, like, changed one thing in the code and it, like, made the AI better. Was that an Aliens?
Yeah, it was an Alien game. I think that was Colonial Marines.
That's the one.
The really shitty one. Yeah. The one that was before Isolation.
Gotcha.
That game was complete garbage. I think it was a Gearbox game, and it was in development for, like, a million years, and then like it actually came out, and like people were like, why did this come out? We don't want this. Yeah, it was complete garbage. It was like Duke Nukem Forever, pretty much.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was that kind of level of garbage. And I think a lot of Alien fans, maybe I'm speaking for them, but like they kind of wish that never existed, because unfairness, there have been a lot of really shitty Alien games, and
yeah,
I think that one kind of takes the cake, at least in contemporary times. Let's use that term. So yeah. Anyway, any other scary games you guys can think of? Or games that have scared you a lot?
Potentially Mario Party.
That is a very scary experience.
You took my stuff. Get out.
Yeah, because you could like you're playing the game with your friends, and then suddenly after the game is over, they're not your friends anymore, right? That's scary. Not having friends anymore is pretty scary, you know? At least for me.
It's a you lose your friend simulator.
Pretty much. Right? At least in my camp, what I've played recently, at least from a horror, in the horror genre, I don't know if it can be considered horror. I guess it pretty much is psychological horror, at least. Have you guys heard about Doki Doki Literature Club?
Oh my god, I still have to play through that.
What do you guys think about it? First off, what have you guys heard about it?
It gets fucking insane.
Yeah, that's a pretty...
Yeah, that's basically all I know.
Yeah. That's a pretty good summation. Yeah, insane. Yeah, I mean, like, if you know Japanese visual novels, it's made very much in the same vein. And basically, it's kind of like a dating sim, where, like, you're a dude, presumably. I think you are a dude, actually. And you're playing as a dude, and there are, like, these 4 girls you could romance in the game, right? But, like, things go awry, and, like, completely switches gears, and it's just, I don't want to spoil I don't want to spoil it, but it becomes something where it's, like, this completely, like, what the fuck experience. And it only takes you, like, 2 or 3 hours to complete. And it's free. So,
Yeah.
if you don't have a lot of money, that's a good one. That's a good one to go with.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was free.
Yeah. So, definitely recommend to play that if you want to spook yourself one evening, on a Sunday or something before you go to work the next day. Very good. Insane experience. That's a weird sentence, but okay. Well, let's roll with it.
You can't do it on a Saturday.
Can't do it on a Saturday because you'll probably drink a lot and then forget about it. Do it on a Sunday, and that way it'll last you the entire week, and you'll be nice to people afterwards, and you won't dread your job. Well, maybe you still will. If you're like me, maybe you still will. Anyway, thanks for joining us again, everyone, for another beautiful episode of the Bits and Bytes Podcast. I'm your host again, David Lozada. You can find me on Twitter at XenoCreator125. I'm joined by Lindsay Schubert, of course. You could find her at, what was it, Infamous Red Yoshi, right?
Infamous Red Yoshi, yes.
There you go, I still remember. And then you could find Tim on Keen Gamer, as usual, writing articles, as he usually does, right? Right, Tim?
That's what I do.
You're a beautiful man. Thank you again, everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.